What is going on, my fellow navigators, and welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon News, where I, PokéNav, bring you all of the latest developments regarding the Pokemon TCG. But before we get started, guys, you know what to do. Give me that double slap attack, one for that like button, one for that subscribe button, and if you want to be notified each and every time the Pokemon News drops, go ahead and thunder punch that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video. So as you guys probably know by now, the big news on the streets is obviously Champion's Path. And you know, really over the last few weeks, we haven't had any information in regards to Champion's Path. All of the information that's been dropping has really been related to Shocking Volt Tackle, aka Vivid Voltage, and Champion's Path has really been in the dark. And, you know, a lot of people have been speculating about what might be in there, what's not going to be in there. Many have even speculated that the set may not be that great, and that might be the reason why Pokemon is keeping it in the dark, because it's not really going to live up to the hype that we had compared to last year's holiday set, which was obviously Hidden Fates. But to put any doubts to rest, guys, boom! Right there, we have not one, but two Charizards in the set. We've got the shiny Charizard V, and we've got that rainbow rare Charizard VMAX. So any doubters out there, you guys can put those doubts to rest. Charizard is in the set, and he is doing double time. Beautiful cards here, guys. I mean, it's amazing. This is the first time I've seen a set that's going to include these types of Charizards. I mean, at this scale and this type of rarity, it is awesome to say the least. But today we've got more to talk about than just the Charizards. I'm sure you guys have already heard a ton of news on that, but we also have the full set list for Champion's Path. Now, before we jump into the cards, what I want to do is just kind of give you guys an idea of how this set was compiled. So basically, it's a mishmash. It's going to be comprised of cards from Eruption Walker, Infinity Zone, Legendary Heartbeat, Shocking Volt Tackle, the V Starter decks, the Charizard and Grimmsnarl V decks, unreleased promo cards, and a couple of reprints. Yep, it's all over the place, to say the least. And for me personally, I'm super excited about this. The fact that they're really bringing all of these different sets, especially those from Japan, to create this one mega holiday set, to me is just brilliant on Pokemon's part. But beyond that, the other thing that I really enjoy that they have done is they haven't made it an enormous set when it comes to the number of cards included. And what I mean by that is that there's actually only 80 cards total in this set. So not only do we have some amazing cards in here, but it's also very attainable for the average collector, the average investor, to try to complete a whole set. Now, we don't know exactly what the total print runs were for really this set in general, but also for these Charizard cards, so we don't know how rare they're actually going to be. But the fact that there's only 80 total cards in the set definitely makes it more attainable for the average person. And to me personally, it's almost a combination of really three sets, the big trifecta in my opinion. It's really kind of a mishmash of a set like Hidden Fates, a set like Burning Shadows, and Shining Legends. And the reason being is that you've got the shiny Charizard like we had in Hidden Fates, you've got the rainbow rare Charizard like what we had in Burning Shadows, and then not only that, you've got the total cards in the set very similar to Shining Legends. And myself and a lot of people out there really like Shining Legends for that very reason, the fact that it does have a smaller set size and it can be, you know, more easily completed than, let's say, a set like Cosmic Eclipse, which has well over 200 cards. So the other thing to consider in this set is that there is no subset. So there are 7 secret rares, which you can see here when we'll go through those here in just a second. But we don't have like that large subset of shinies that add to the overall total of the card list. So if you're really trying to complete a master set, there's no subset here. It looks like we just have 80 total cards. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into these cards. Now, with there being 80, we're not going to go through every single one, but there are some on here which I thought were really awesome that I definitely want to highlight. First one here is that Venusaur V. Giving Venusaur the love. Venusaur has kind of been the forgotten of the original 3 starters for so many years, and I feel like he's making a comeback. So really cool to actually see him here in the set, getting his V version, I guess you could say. Really cool to see that. And we'll just make our way down the list here. We've got the big boy himself, Wailord. Also has his, I don't know why it's so awkward to say this, his V card. And then the other one here, we've got the Dreadnought VMAX. And look at the artwork on that. Just absolutely beautiful. I really like Dreadnought as well. I think he's a really cool Pokemon. Definitely one of my favorites from this newest generation. This is one of a lot of people's favorite Pokemon, Gardevoir, which gets its VMAX version as well. And we'll just make our way down here. We've got a giant cake, otherwise known as Alcremie VMAX. There's that Machop that we had talked about before, which was the promo, but it looks like we will be getting that in this Champions Path set as well. There's, according to Pokemon.com, everyone's favorite Pokemon. If you don't know, there was a survey that went out, and Lucario was voted the most favorite Pokemon of all time, believe it or not. So pretty cool there. We'll make our way down the list, starting to work our way into some of the dark type Pokemon. Here's another one, Duraludon. That one's pretty cool as well. And now we're making our way into some of the trainer cards. We've got Bead, Full Heal, very nostalgic, very reminiscent of some of the Owatzi sets. Great Ball, very cool to see that as well. Oh, Hyper Potion. It doesn't get any more nostalgic than that. Kabu, Marnie, Milo, Piers, the OG Pokeball. Gotta love that. Potion, again, lots of throwbacks here. And then making our way down, we've got a few more trainer cards. Turffield Stadium, Team Yell, Grunt. And now we're starting to get into some of these Vs. There's Dreadnought V, Gardevoir, which we talked about earlier. Got Graplocked. And here we are, guys. We're starting to make our way into these secret rares. But prior to that, there he is, the man himself, Charizard Rainbow Rare VMAX. Still cannot believe that it's going to be in this set. I said before, if there was one that I thought was going to be in here, was going to be this Rainbow Rare, but everybody said, there's no way it will be. And here we are. We got him in all of his glory. And there's that Dreadnought VMAX, his Rainbow Rare, Gardevoir, Kabu. I mean, these cards are just so beautiful. Honestly, it's just incredible. And then to almost round out the set, there he is, Shiny Charizard V. Man, just absolutely beautiful. And I like the pose that he's in there too, a little bit different than what we've seen from previous Charizard cards. Looking a little sinister there, looking over his shoulder. Very, very cool. And then to round it out here, I thought this was really funny. We've got the last secret rare, which is Strange Canned Food. And it's got a psychic type energy pattern on the can itself. So who knows what's in that can. You can see here it says heal 80 damage from one of your Pokemon with a psychic energy attached to it. Then discard a psychic energy from that Pokemon. So guys, that is the full set list as far as we know for Champions Path. And man, oh man, is this going to be an awesome set or what? I am super excited. And as I said before, I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of information on this already, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot more detail here, but I did want to give you guys just my opinion on the investing aspect of this and what I actually think from an investor's standpoint. And to be honest with you, I think that people are going a little bit crazy right now, especially in the pre-orders. If you look back to last year, Pokemon made the mistake of underprinting Hidden Fates, and it really came back to bite them in the end. And I do not think that this particular set is going to be underprinted. I think now that everyone knows what's going to be in the set, Pokemon knew what they were going to put in the set, and they knew how excited everyone was going to be. I do not think that this set is going to be underprinted. I think that you are going to be able to find this out in the stores on its release date, which it looks like is September 25th. I think you will be able to find these products out in your Walmarts, your Targets, places like that, your local card game shops. Now, for maybe the first week or so, might be hard to come by, but I definitely think they will restock these accordingly, and I do think that there will be plenty of product out there to get. Now, I don't think that, you know, a month from now, 2 months from now, it's still going to be easily to come by, just based upon the popularity of this. But we'll see. We'll actually see what, you know, the pull rates are for the shiny Charizard, the rainbow rare Charizard. If it turns out that, you know, people are just pulling them left and right, this may actually hurt you know, the amount of people that are actually going out and buying this and the popularity of the set in general. I don't think Pokemon would do that. I think it's going to be quite difficult to try to obtain these cards. So I think that the overall need or demand or desire for this set is going to be there for sure. But that is really to be seen. Now, for long-term investing, my take on this, I have to say, guys, I think this is one of the best sets that has been released in the last few years. And I'll be honest with you, it's really hitting a lot of checkpoints for me. As I told you before, you know, it's kind of got that combination of Burning Shadows, of Hidden Fates, of Shining Legends. I like the smaller sets. I really do. And you know, you look back in the past and you look at really popular sets, they weren't huge sets by anyone's standards. And this is quite attainable. And realistically, for the products that are being released, we've got the Elite Trainer boxes and we've got the pin collections. And you guys already know I'm a huge fan of the ETBs, especially with Modern and Ultra Modern, which I've talked about before. So I think, you know, really it's hitting all of those checkpoints that I really look at when I look at the long-term investing potential of sets. You've got two huge chase cards in here. As I said, Charizard is always going to be a big driver of any set, but now that we've got two in here and we've got a rainbow rare and a shiny version, that is huge. And I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but the fact that it is a limited set as far as the number of cards, I think is a big factor that will lead to its overall long-term success. Now, if that wasn't enough for you today, guys, we do have a few other pieces of news to get to. And I know we've been talking about Shocking Volt Tackle and Vivid Voltage for the last few weeks, and it has now been trumped by Champion's Path. But this also just released. We have all 100 Shocking Volt Tackle cards revealed. Now, the secret rares for this set have not been revealed yet. It looks like that'll be happening over the coming week, so you'll need to stay tuned for that. Probably by next Saturday's video, if I do another Pokemon news, then we will have those secret rares by that time. But just kind of running through it here, as you can see, these are the 100 cards that have been revealed. This is so far the set list for Shocking Volt Tackle, which we will probably get all of these in Vivid Voltage, if not more. As I said before, some of the cards from this set are also going to be in Champion's Path. So you may see some taken out, you may see some added to it when it actually gets into its vivid voltage version of Shocking Volt Tackle. But some of the ones to highlight here, as we've talked about before, we've got Leon's Charizard. It would be really, really cool, in my opinion, if they actually titled it that. It would be a major throwback to the old Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge days. Don't know if it'll exactly be that way, but we've got the Pikachu V. We've got the Chubby Pikachu VMAX, which again, very nostalgic. Reminds me so much of that original Pikachu from the anime. Coming down the list here, we've got, forget his name. I'll have to look at it here at the bottom. In fact, that's what we'll do. We'll just run down through the cards here. That way I can remember the names of some of these Pokemon. Here we got Alakazam V. That's really cool. That's probably one of my favorite cards that I've seen thus far for this set. Alakazam, he doesn't quite make the top 5 list of my favorite Pokemon, but he probably comes in at a close 6th on that list. And we'll make our way down the list here. We've seen this one before, Phanpy. That's a really cute card. Here's again one of those cards with the gym leader in the background, the Hitmontop. Now there's our man, Galarian Surfetch'd. We've seen that one before. Drapion, that was that Pokemon's name. I couldn't remember it. Drapion V for this card. And making our way down here, Aegislash. That's a cool card. VMAX card. Basically a huge sword and shield. And almost making our way down to the end here. There's Leon, some of the trainer cards. And that is pretty much it. We've talked about this one before, Coding Metal Energy, which I think will be a very playable card. But yeah, guys, so there you have it. That is all 100 Shocking Volt Tackle cards, which just recently were revealed. We should be getting those secret rares within the next week or so we can add that to the list. So don't forget about Shocking Volt Tackle. It looks like it's going to be a really cool set. And realistically, depending on how many secret rares they actually include, we're looking again at a set that is probably going to have less than 150 cards in it, which to me is honestly the perfect size for a set. You know, when we start getting over 200 cards, by the time the next set comes out, people are pretty much done with it. Many people are not completing a master set, whereas if you have something like this where you've got, you know, maybe a little over 100 cards, definitely less than 150, that's a very attainable set. And so I hope this is the way that Pokemon is continuing with their set size. Again, to me, it's very reminiscent of how many of the Wizards of the Coast sets used to be. You know, they weren't huge, and you could have a really good chance of getting all of those cards. So we'll have to stay tuned, guys, for more on Shocking Volt Tackle. But so far, everything looks great. But we will keep a lookout for those secret rares in the near future. And then the last piece of news here, guys, I know this is going to be a little bit longer of a news episode, but the last thing that I just want to touch on here is pretty cool. We've got September 2020 TCG merchandise that has been revealed, and I just wanted to touch on these because some of them are really, really nice. So you've got some sleeves here. There's some of the original Evolutions, Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, and of course Eevee himself, and then the Evolution Stones here at the bottom. You've got some deck boxes, play mats. Here you've got your Ponyta, Galarian Ponyta, Wooloos. This one cracks me up. There's that Aeroscuda, which we've seen the card before where he was getting chomped on by the Cramorant, and now poor Pikachu has fell victim to the Cramorant. So Cramorant is just on he's on an eating spree. He's just taking in anything that he can. This one right here I really like. This is probably my favorite card sleeve of this series here. You just got very simple, very basic, but to me that kind of tells a story. Here you've got Pikachu out in this open field, and you know, just watching Charizard fly up in the sky. And as you can see here in this bottom right hand corner, you can just barely see that Snorlax taking a snooze on the tree. And it's quite a peaceful looking card. Great aesthetic value. And there's Psyduck looking confused as ever. This one right here, I don't really know what they're going for on this one. It kind of looks like maybe like stamps or kind of like maybe a travel type of a theme that they're going with. But all in all, pretty cool. Here's some of that Team Yell type of logo here on this card. Pretty interesting. There's the Vivid Voltage, Shocking Volt Tackle artwork on these sleeves. There's the deck box. And here we got all the Pikachus. It reminds me of that episode in the first season of Pokemon where Pikachu meets the other Pikachu. I think it was called Pikachu's Goodbye. And we all thought that Pikachu was going to leave Ash. One of the saddest episodes ever. And then there's the deck box version of that. So pretty cool, guys. A lot of cool artwork that will be coming out here in September. So I wanted to just go ahead and drop that as well. But all in all, guys, man, oh man. Obviously, Champion's Path, those Charizards are the big news, the big talk on the town right now. But there's really so much coming out in these. I've said it before, there's so much coming out in these next few months. It's honestly hard to keep up with all of the news. But I do my best. And I know sometimes the news episodes maybe come out a little bit late after some of the news is dropped. But I always like to include these news episodes on Saturdays because I think it's a good time when a lot of people are available, a lot of people are online and can really catch up with news that is dropped during the week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Hopefully if you didn't know about this news before, a lot of these new drops, hopefully you are just as excited as the rest of us. Guys, it's going to be an awesome next few months. It's going to be a jam-packed next few months. And I, for one, am super excited. And I am so excited to create content on all of these new products. You can bet that I'm going to be getting it. You can bet that I'm going to be opening it. And chances are I'm probably going to be having some collaborations with other YouTubers as well, just as I've done in the past with many of these new products. So that is going to do it today, guys, for the Pokemon news. Thank you so much for coming back each and every week. Thank you so much for your support. Other than that, guys, I will see you all next time. My name is PokéNav. I'm here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time, and I will see you all in the next video.